As you were at the top of the table over in the Championship, with Leicester and Ipswich breaking away from the chasing pack. Are those two the real bloody deal? We're going to take a little look next. Today we're taking a look at match number 12, of course, in this year's Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to all hear, boys, under one rooski. That's right, 8 points is the gap between second and third, of course, but the playoffs is wide open, of course. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second, of course. A big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. And again, make sure you like this video and subscribe. A whopping 78% of you are not subscribed. We want to get those numbers, of course, more favorable for the channel and more favorable for you by smashing that like. If you do like this content or content like this, just do it. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. And it actually works in your favor because then you'll get content like Championship predictions, whether it's from me or somebody else, or also content from this channel. So make sure you do just that. But anyway, let's rewind the clocks way back to pre-international break to see how we got on in of course, the Super Brew and all that kind of jazz. So let's fire that up for a second because I'm not ready. But anyway, here we go. So recapping the results right here, right now. Birmingham with a big 2-1 win over, actually 3-1 win over West Brom there in the Midlands derby. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Sunderland got spanked at home by Middlesbrough. Ooh, that was a bad one. 4-0 win for them. 2-0 win for me for Sunderland. Cardiff with a draw against Watford. 1-1 in the end. I went with a 1-0 win myself. Coventry with a draw against Norwich. 3-1 win for me. Millwall did get a draw against Hull City. 2-2. I went with a 1-1. Southampton could only draw with Rotherham. I went with a 3-1 win. Ipswich 4-2 winners over Preston. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Leeds 2-1 winners over Bristol City. I went with a 3-0. Leicester City 2-0 winners over Stoke. I went with a 4-1. Swansea big 3-1 winners over Plymouth. I went with a 2-0 win the other way. Rovers was a big 4-0 win over QPR. I went with a 2-0 win. And Wednesday and Huddersfield duked out to a draw 0-0. I went with a 1-1 on that one. So let's, of course, see how you and I got on in this in the Super Brew. But this is the table as we see it right here, right now. Of course, it is a whopping 8-point gap between Ipswich and Preston. But the playoffs, like I said, are wide open. Anyone all the way down from 15th and upwards could be in the playoffs at the end of this coming match day. Going down, QPR, Rotherham, and Wednesday. Rovers are on the move up to 17th right now, which, of course, is great stuff. This is, of course, the link for this Super Brew. Of course, get your predictions in, join the gang, of course, and become part of the party. So let me fire that sucker up. Let's fire that sucker up. And of course, let's take a long, hard look at the situation. So here we go right here, right now. So Tayabi kicking ass with 19 points this past week with King Gatti up there with 17.5. Ultra up in the bronze with 16 points. And then, of course, a gap themselves. Vinny Hong. What about me? How did I get on? There's Philly Rovers. He got 10.5. I got 9.5. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a bunch. Of course, if you do see your name in the list, make sure you bang that subscribe and bang that thumbs up as well, because you want to be part of the party at the end of it, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you bloody do. Anyway, let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. And again, I think Philly Rovers has beaten me right now, which ain't good. Vinny Hong, up 2 spots to number 1 with 121 points right now. Footage 77 down 1 spot to number 2. Russell Frost also down to number 3 there, but he's doing all right. Tayabi up there, of course, 9 spots up to number 5. Whopper. Of course, James OFC up to number 6 in the table right now. Of course, I am not doing that great. I think I am in 36th, which is terrible. 2 points up, though, up 2 points. Philly Rovers is down, so interesting. You got more points than I did. But anyway, of course, there's some familiar names here. Hans Wurster's in there, me, Maka, Shepherd's up there, of course. Some good familiar names that ring about. Even Hussein's not having the best of luck right now, but they're all in there. But it could all change dramatically over in the Super Brew. So that's, of course, that. So don't waste no more time and get in a part of that action. And the easiest way to do that is hopping over here, of course, /EFL Champ, free to enter, get amongst it. But of course, we are wasting no more time and jumping the deep end with the next round of games, which, of course, should be on the screen right about now. Actually, going to make it a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Can you still see it? Have I made it good? Yes, much better. Of course, let's get into the next ones. Of course, come at you. All starts on Friday, October the 20th. But we are going to start with This one, of course, the best one of the show. It is, of course, at Ewood Park. It's Rovers, it's Cardiff. We will have a watch along, I believe. I should be at the hot seat. My spirits may be shit, but I'm going to watch the game, so might as well be there and look forward to it as well. So we have, of course, looking forward to playing at Cardiff again, hopefully with similar success as we did last time. But anyway, that's, of course, on the channel, preview, maybe a vlog, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, played each other 20 times. These two sides in 2005 got 6 wins apiece, 8 draws, of course. Biggest win for Rovers, 5-1 wins, scoring 27 goals in 20 matches, 1.35 goals a game. Actually, this stat is crazy. So over the last 20 times, 6 wins apiece and 8 draws. Both sides scored 27 goals against each other. Both sides coming to on 1.35 goals a game against each other. Cardiff, though, 58% form for them right now. Just the 1 win in 4. They are 8th in the table with 17 points on the board right now. Rovers, 2 wins the last 6. 33% form for them right now. 17th in the table with 13 points on the board, of course. Last round between these two sides was at Ewood Park. It was a 5-2 win in the EFL Cup. That was just a couple of weeks ago. September the 27th, 5-2 win it was for Rovers. Meanwhile, last time played in the league was on New Year's Day, and Rovers came out top with a 1-0 win as well. Coming at you with the odds right here, right now. We got Rovers. I don't even see it. Where the bloody hell is it? Where is it? There it is. Even Stevens for the victory for Blackburn on 5-2 is the draw, and 13-5 is your away win here. I'm backing my boys here. 2-0 win for them. Smodish on fire, Zigston's on fire. Hopefully they'll get goals again to keep us moving in the right direction. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers taking on Coventry over at Thrashton Gate. Now these two sides have played each other 24 times in 2007. Got 11 wins for Bristol City, 7 wins for Coventry, 6 draws. Of course, biggest win for Bristol City, 4-1 win, scoring 46 goals in 24 matches, 1.92 goals a game. Up against Coventry, their biggest win, 3-1 win, scoring 30 goals in 24 matches, 1.25 goals a game. Coventry and Robins are in 30th for the table right now with 15 points on the board, just one defeat in the last 6, 58% form for them right now. Up against Bristol City, 42% form for them right now, 14th for the table and 15 points on the board. Of course, 2 wins the last 6. Heading into this, and of course, last time around at Bristol City, Thrashton Gate was a 0-0 draw back in October 2022. But the odds right here, right now, 11-8 is your Bristol City, 11-5 is the draw, 90-10 is your away win. We are going 1-0 win for Bristol City, maybe a surprise for some, but of course, Bristol City's home form is what they need to keep them moving in the right direction. Meanwhile, Borough are on the climb up against Wayne Rooney's FC. That's right. At the Riverside, played each other 36 times in 1983. We've got 18 wins for Borough, 11 wins for Birmingham, and 7 draws, of course. Biggest win for Borough was a 4-1 win, scoring 54 goals in 36 matches, 1.5. 0 goals a game. Up against Brummies, 3-0 win. Their biggest, 43 goals scored in 36 matches, 1.19 goals a game. Of course, 42% form for Birmingham right now. Back-to-back wins, 6th in the table with 18 points on the board. Up against Borough, who are in 16th for the table with 14 points on the board. 92% form for them right now, winning 5 on the bounce. Last round at the Riverside was a 1-0 win for Borough back in October 2022, and Middlesbrough have won 3 on the spin, just conceding the 1 goal in the last 3 games. 4-3 on is your Borough, 11-4 is your draw, and 15-4 is your away win here. Luna, which way are we going? We're going to go with... That's right, Middlesbrough, 3-0 win for them on this one. Kicking on forward is Watford. Watford up against Sheffield Wednesday down at Vicarage Road. Now, these two sides have played each other 24 times since 1999. Got 13 wins for Watford, 5 for Wednesday, 6 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Hornets, 3-0 win, scoring 42 goals in 24 matches, 1.75 goals a game. Up against Sheffield Wednesday under a new manager, of course. New manager bounce potentially. 2-0 win, their biggest, 27 goals in 5 matches, 24 matches, 1.13 goals a game. 70% form for Wednesday right now, 24th in the table with 3 points on the board. Up against Watford, just the 1 win in 6th, 30% form for them. They are 20th with 10 points on the board. And of course, new contract being given to Ishmael, which is, of course, is crazy. Wednesday haven't won the last 11 matches. Last round at Vicarage Road was a 1-0 win for Watford back in April 2021. Of course, Watford unbeaten against Sheffield Wednesday over the last 5, 3 wins and a couple of draws. But the odds here, 6-4 on is your Watford, 5-2 is draw, 17-4 is, of course, your Wednesday. Going to go 2-1 win, maybe a bit close one, but Watford taking the points and again moving the chains as well. Here we go, Huddersfield Town against QPR, Zinger, relegation dinner. Of course, it is at John Smith's Kirklees Stadium. Now, these two sides have played 25 times in 1996, 9 wins for Huddersfield, 8 wins for QPR, and 8 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Terriers, 2-0 win, scoring 29 goals in 24 matches, 1.16 goals a game. QPR on the flip side, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 29 goals in 25 matches, 1.16 goals a game. QPR under Ainsworth without a win in the last 6 games, of course, 22nd in the table with 8 points on the board. They're on 17% form, 3 defeats on the bounce. Up against the Huddersfield, they're in 19th at the table with 11 points on the board without a win in 5, 50% form for them right now. as well. Last round at Huddersfield was a 1-1 draw back in February 2023. Huddersfield unbeaten against QPR over the last 3, just the 1 loss of the last 6. But the odds here, we've got Huddersfield 2019 on for the victory, 25 is draw, 11-4 is your way. I'm going with a 1-0 win for Huddersfield, but it could go either way. It really could go either way. Just going with home form on this one. Hull City up against Southampton coming at the KCOM now. These two sides have played each other 14 times since 2005. We've got 2 wins for Hull. We've got 8 wins for Southampton, 4 draws. Of course, biggest win for Hull, 5-0 win, scoring 13 goals in those 14 matches, 0.93 goals a game. Of course, Southampton, biggest win for them, 4-0 win, 23 goals scored in 14 matches, 1.64 goals a game. Unbeaten now in the last 3, Southampton, 10 for the table, 17 points on the board, 42% form for them. Up against Hull, just the 1 defeat the last 6, 50% form for them right now, 1-1 lost 1 and drawn 4, 9th in the table with 17 points as well. Last round at the MKM Stadium was a 3-2-1 win for Hull back in November 2016, and that was in the Prem de la Prem. The odds here, 15-8, of course, as your Hull, 12-5 is the draw, and 11-8 is your Southampton here. 2-2 on this one, point apiece. Who's going to be happier? I think Hull will be happier on that one. Meanwhile, Norwich City up against Leeds United coming at you at Carrow Road. Now, these two sides have played each other 23 times in 1983. We've got 8 wins for Norwich, we've got 10 wins for Leeds, and we've got 5 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Canaries, 4-0 win, scoring 37 goals in 23 matches, 1.61 goals a game. Up against Farker's boys, of course, he used to manage the Canaries way back when. 3-0 win, 36 goals in 23 matches, 1.57 goals a game. Leeds United, 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat past 6, 5th at the table with 19 points on the board. Up against Norwich, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them right now, 7th at the table and 17 points on the board right now. Last round at Carrow Road, it was a 2-1 win for Leeds United back in October 2021. That was in the Premier League. The odds here, we have 19-10 is your Norwich, 13-10 is your Leeds, 5-2 is the draw. I've gone big on Norwich here, of course, to ruin Farker's reunion with his old boys at Carrow Road. Meanwhile, we have Preston North End up against Millwall coming at you at Deepdale. Now, these two sides will lock horns in the early kickoff on Saturday, of course, the 21st of October. Played each other 25 times, done 1. We got 7 wins for Preston, 12 wins for Millwall, 6 draws, of course. Biggest win for North End, 3-1 win, scoring 24 goals in 25 matches. Of course, 0.96 goals a game. Up against the Millwall, 4-0 win, their biggest, 33 goals scored in 25 matches, 1.32 goals a game. Of course, Millwall under Rowett, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to, 15 for the table with 15 points on the board. Up against third place, Ryan Lowe, third in the table with 20 points on the board, 3 defeats on the spin, but that winning 4 now. But they're coming to us on the back of a 4-2 loss last round at Deepdale between these two sides back in November 2022. Millwall unbeaten against them over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. But the odds right here, right now, we do have Preston North End 11-8 for the victory, 21-10 is your Millwall, 11-5 is the draw. I am going 2-1 win under the cameras, under the lights of Sky. 2-1 win for Preston on this one. Rotherham United up against Ipswich. It's the only game on Friday, October the 20th at the New York Stadium. Played each other 19 times. This is 2002. We've got 10 wins for Rotherham. We've got 8 wins for Ipswich. We've got 1 draw, of course. Biggest win for Rotherham, 2-0 win, scoring 25 goals in 19 matches, 1.32 goals a game. Up against the Tractor Boys, 4-1 win, their biggest, 27 goals in 19 games, 1.42 goals a game. Of course, unbeaten in the last 6 games. Of course, second in the table with 28 points on the board. Up against Rotherham, 23rd in the table with 6 points on the board right now. And of course, last time played each other, though, in Rotherham was a 1-0 win for Rotherham, of course, back in April 2022. In fact, Rotherham just the 1 loss against Ipswich over the last 5. That was a 4-1 loss back January 2023 in the FA Cup. I was over in Portman Road, though. But the odds right here, right now, we have 11-2 as your Rotherham, 2-1 on as your Ipswich, and 16-5 is the draw. Going with a 1-1 draw here under the cameras. Big point for Rotherham, of course. Ipswich not really going to be happy with that, but hey, you know, it's a point in the bag, and of course remain where you are. Meanwhile, next we have Stoke against Sunderland. It's the Alex Neil derby. Played each other 35 times in 1993. You've got 13 wins for Stoke, 14 wins for Sunderland, 8 draws, of course. Biggest win for Stoke, 5-1 win, scoring 35 goals in 35 matches. Of course, you can do the math on that one. The biggest win for Sunderland, 4-0 win, or scored 38 goals in 35 matches, 1.09 goals game. The Mackhams, of course, 4 wins the last 6, 4th in the table with 19 points on the board. They're on 67% form right now. Up against Stoke, just a 1 win in 6, 21st in the table, and 10 points on the board right now. Last round in Stoke was a 1-0 win for Sunderland back in August 2022. The home side's only won once in the last 5 between these two sides. That's when Stoke beat Sunderland in the Premier League at the Bet365 Stadium. Of course, the odds here, 11-8 is just Stoke, 23-10 is the draw, 2-1 is, of course, your Sunderland here. I'm going with the draw, of course, a point apiece. I think Sunderland will be okay with that point in the bag. Of course, they've been beating a lot of teams on the road. It's their home form that sucks ass at the minute. Stoke just happy to deny them the points. Of course, next up we have Swansea City up against Leicester over in Wales. Now, these two sides have played each other 13 times since 2009. We've got 4 wins for Swansea, 8 for Leicester, 1 draws, of course. Big win for Swansea, 2-0 win, scoring 13 goals in the 13 matches. Again, you could do the math on that one. Meanwhile, Leicester, their biggest win, 4-0 win, scoring 20 goals in 13 matches, 1.54 goals a game. Leicester, of course, 5 wins the last 6, top of the table with 30 points on the board right now. Up against Swansea, 4 wins on the bounce. They're on the move right now, 12th on the table with 15 points on the board, 75% form for them. Last round, though, in Wales, 2-1 win it was for Leicester back in October 2017. That was in the Prem as well. The odds here for this one, Swansea, 10-3 on for the victory, 11-4 is the draw, 4-3 on is your Leicester here. We're going with the away side here, 2-1 for them. They are red hot. They're too good for this league. It's a shambles that they're here because it's just going to be a farce in the end. Anyway, West Bromwich Albion up against Plymouth Argyle, coming at the Hawthorns. Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times in 2006. We've got 5 wins for West Brom. We got nothing for Plymouth and 2 draws. Of course, biggest win for the Baggies, 3-0 win, scoring 13 goals in 7 matches, 1.86 goals a game. Up against Plymouth, the Green Army, 5 goals scored, no wins, 0.71 goals a game. Plymouth are 18th for the day with 11 points on the board, 25% form right now, 1 win in 6. Up against West Brom, 11th for the day with 16 points on the board. What if he last 6? 58% form for them right now. Last time around, though, West Brom, it was a 3-1 win back in September 2006. That was in the Championship, of course. But the odds right here right now, we've got the Baggies 10-7 on for the victory, 11-4 is the draw, 50-4 is your away win. Back in the host here, 3-1 win for them. Comfortably done. And I believe, is that the lot? That is the lot. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Don't forget the link here for, of course, your own picks for the Prediction League. But this is what I see happening this coming weekend. Of course, big highlight, maybe the game or the banker. Should I say if there's a banker? I would say the banker would be... I don't know. I don't know which one. The Leicester City away one, banker, I think. I'd never back Rovers to be the banker. Anyway, this is what the table will look like if I'm victorious. Of course, Leicester City will remain top. Ipswich, of course, will be in second. The gap will close a little bit to 6 points, with Preston moving a little closer as well. QPR, Rotherham, and Sheffield Wednesday going down. And Rovers on the move. Hopefully. But anyway, that's my picks, of course. That's a completely weird screen. And again, don't forget to smash the likes, smash your subscribe. Of course, a whopping 78% of you watching this channel, of course, are not subscribed. What's that all about? And of course, if you want content like this or other predictions from other places, just hit the like, of course. It'll feed the YouTube algorithm and you'll get the content that you want, of course, to watch all the time. But anyway, until then, guys, subscribe. Of course, I'll catch you later for the next one. But until then, we're just about done.